Hey guys, welcome back to another video with me, Lao. Today we have a very useful, very interesting video, as always, but this one especially. In this video, I'm going to give you specific examples of how we speak fast in the United States and Canada. By being aware of these examples and practicing them yourself, it will help you prepare for listening to that, like hearing that and identifying what they're saying, and also using it yourself. If you haven't seen my video, how to understand fast English, you have to watch that video. Well, the video is in Spanish, so you can only watch it if you know Spanish, unfortunately. But in that video, I talk about basically the same kind of thing that I'm talking about in this video with just different examples. I'm going to put the link in the comments and you need to watch that after this video if you haven't seen it. I talk about examples like instead of saying, it should not have happened, we say, it shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have. Shouldn't have. Or instead of, I could have done that, we say, I could have done that. I coulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Very important examples. You need to watch that video. All right. The examples in this video today are going to be like a similar idea, but different phrases, different things. And if you get used to this way of talking, you'll realize that you're actually flowing better. It's actually easier to say. And overall, it's just fun and it sounds good. All right. So with that being said, let's get into it. We almost never say, hey, what are you doing? Unless we're like, hey, what are you doing? You know, like if we really want to give emphasis to what are you doing, then we might say that. But in general, a lot of times we're just going to be like, what are you doing? Whata? So what are becomes whata, you becomes ya. What are you doing? Doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? By the way, I recommend pausing the video after I teach each one of these phrases so that you can practice it yourself. All right. And if you have to go back and repeat, fantastic. Hey, what are you doing? And another version of this is what you doing? Whatcha? Hey, what you doing? Hey, what you doing? Whatcha? What you doing? Whatcha? What you doing? In whatcha, what are you is all combined. It's just whatcha? What you doing? So what are you doing is actually the longer version of what you doing. We use both. It just depends what you feel like using in that moment. What are you doing? What you doing? And even if we're talking to multiple people, hey, what are you guys doing? 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 What are you guys doing? Sometimes it's ya, sometimes it's you. Either way, what are you? What are ya? What are you? What are you guys doing? Hey, what are you guys doing? And in the South, it's very common to say, hey, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Hey, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? I was listening to some of my videos where I'm talking in English, and I was listening to the way that I combine words, and I wrote down some examples from that. I noticed that instead of saying, we should have it done by tomorrow, I said, yeah, we should have it done by tomorrow. We should have it done by tomorrow. We should have it. We should have it. A lot of times with should, we don't even say should. Okay. A lot of times it's just a sh or a sh. We should have it. We should have it. We should have it. We should have it. We should have it done by tomorrow. And instead of by tomorrow, by tomorrow, by tomorrow. All the time in English, the T is really like a D. We write a T, but it's like a D sound. By tomorrow, especially when talking fast or normal. We should have it done by tomorrow. We should have it. We should have it. We should have it done by tomorrow. Done by tomorrow. Yeah, we should probably have it done by tomorrow. We should probably. Yeah, we should probably have it done by tomorrow. The next example is very similar. We say, instead of I could have it every day, we say, I could have it every day. I could have it. So just like the should becomes like sh, the could becomes like k. I could have it. I could have it. Yeah, I could have it every day. I could have it. Another one I said was, if you could have a conversation in English, if you could have a conversation, if you could have, you could. If you could have a conversation. And that one's a little hard because I could be saying you could have, but I also could be saying you can have. We do the same thing with can when we talk fast. You can have is actually you can have. So it could be could or can. We do the same thing to both. If you could have a conversation, if you could have. It looks like I wrote down another example of could. I said at one point in one video, I said, it could be hard. It could be hard. It could be. 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 But I could also be saying it can be. It can be hard. That one might have a slight like N sound in there, like it can be, it can be, it could be. The difference is extremely subtle, so they basically sound like almost the same. Did you already cook? That becomes, did you already cook? Already. Did you already cook? Did you already cook? And by the way, some of these examples, like we do say the original version a lot. Like we do say, did you already cook? Already. We do pronounce the L in the whole word sometimes. Yes, often. Yeah. But when we talk fast, it often sounds like already. Did you already? Did you already? So when you learn this word in English class, they're going to tell you like already. Or if you look on the internet or Google Translate, like already. And yeah, that's like the official pronunciation of the word, or if you're like emphasizing it. But we almost never say that. We say like already or already. It's a lot easier than saying already. And notice that we're also saying did ya instead of did you. Did you already? Did you already? Notice how did you already all of a sudden sounds like one word. Did you already? Did you already say that? Did you already? Did you already? And when you're consuming content in English and you're studying it, you should be paying attention to this. A few words come together to make like one sound. And if you get used to those groups of words, that will help you a lot in your listening and speaking. Did you already know that? In one video, I said, and all the other kids would be silent. And all the other kids would be silent. Kids would be. That's what we do with would. So with should and could, a lot of times we cut off the end. But with would, a lot of times we cut off the beginning. So instead of saying kids would be, I'm saying kids would be. Kids would be. Kids would be. And all the other kids would be silent. And all the other kids would be silent. Kids would be. So one day I was talking to myself in my room, as I do all the time, and I said, yeah, I'm going to put them in the oven. And I said, wait a minute, I got to write that down. Put them in the oven. We use put them. We often write it like but we don't always say it like we say like put them in the oven. We use this to say them, which can refer to like them like people, or them like plural of a thing. You know, like multiple objects, right? So when I was saying put them in the oven, I wasn't talking about people. I was saying put the potatoes in the oven, or, you know, put the multiple items of food in the oven, put the cookies in the oven, put them in the oven. Here and there, we might say put them in the oven, put them in the oven. But a lot of times it's just put them in the oven. But if you don't understand the context, it could be a little confusing if we're talking about them or we're talking about him, because we do the same thing with him. I am making these cookies for him. I might say, yeah, I'm making them for him. Yeah, I'm making them for him. Making them for him. Yeah, I'm making them. I'm making the cookies. I'm making them. I'm making them for him. For him. For him. Yeah, I'm making them for him. Ah, you're making the cookies for him? Yeah, I'm making them for him. Yeah, he would love these cookies. Yeah, that's why I'm making them for him. Yeah, that's why I'm making them for him. Yeah, that's why. I'm saying, yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I'm making them for him. The next one is, what do you, what does he, what does she, what do they becomes, what are you? What are you? Or what are ya? Sometimes what are ya, sometimes what are you? Okay, it could be both. It could be both. What does he? What is he? What is he? Notice how we don't even say the H in he. We just say, what is he? What is he? What is he? What does she becomes, what is she? What is she? What do they becomes, what are they? What are they? What are they? The next thing we do all the time in English is, instead of saying I don't, blah, 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 we say I don't, but like together, I don't. Like we drop the D and say I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And sometimes wanna is just one. I don't want to do that. I don't want to think about it. I don't like that. I was watching a video of a British teacher, very popular on YouTube. Well, he's got a lot of subscribers. His most popular video is a video kind of like this, where he explains how to understand native speakers when we're talking. And of course, he was teaching British English. He was giving the British perspective, British version. But I was able to take some stuff from that, and now I'm going to give my American perspective. So he said, instead of saying, I didn't want to, they would just say, I didn't want to. I didn't want to. So they don't say the T in didn't, they say didn't. That's very common in American English as well. And instead of saying to, they say to. And yeah, that's also extremely common in American English. So we do the same thing. And we also say, I didn't want to. But I would take it a step further. I think what's even more common and even easier to say in American English, we have two variations. You can say, I didn't wanna, or I didn't want to. And I think we use I didn't want to when we're ending the phrase there. We're ending the sentence, right? That's it. Yeah, I just didn't want to. Done. End of sentence. I think we use wanna more when we're continuing the sentence, like, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. But to just end the sentence, I didn't want to. I didn't want to. And that's the difference between English and some other languages, like maybe some Romance languages like Spanish or Portuguese, for example. You can just say in those languages like, I didn't want. I didn't want. But in English, you have to say, I didn't want to. I didn't want to. So a lot of times we just say, I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Yeah, I just didn't want to. Yeah, I could have done that, but I didn't want to. I could have done that, but I did not want to. Yeah, I could have done that, but I just didn't want to. I just, instead of just, there's so many examples. I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to. Okay, the last thing I want to share, I think, is a little interesting for me. In the British English video, he started the video by saying, should we go have a good day? And I'm not doing the British accent, by the way. I can't do it. But basically he said, should we go have a good day? Should we go have a good day? And in my American English brain, I thought he was saying, should we go and have a good day? But actually he was saying, shall we go and have a good day? And that's a big difference between American and British English. In British English, they still use shall. In American English, we almost never use shall. And if we use shall, it's because we're being funny, kind of like imitating the British or, old English. We do that to be funny or to be cute or whatever. But that's not how we regularly talk. So when I heard should we go and have a good day? I thought it was should we. And if we use that phrase in American English, shwi, and we do, that's what we would be saying. So if you hear that shwi in American English, it's probably should we and not shall we. And this ties back to one of my first examples where I said we don't even really pronounce the whole should a lot of the time. Sometimes, yeah, but a lot of times we just say the sh. And so it's like that. Should we, shwi. Should we go and have a good day? All right, there are many, many more examples, but I'm going to end the video there because I don't want it to be too long. I don't know about you, but I don't really like super long videos, nor do I like editing them. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments section. And I appreciate all the nice feedback I've been getting about my videos in English. Thanks so much for the support, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.